Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We are here at SEMA at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Of course, I'm going to be spending a lot of time at the Toyota booth because, to be honest with you, it's the largest booth in the Central Hall. And what else is large? This thing right here. What is this? This is a 2024 Toyota Tundra, but guess what? This is the one equipped with the all-new performance package. But before we get into this full-size truck that has some beefed up power, let's talk about what's going on here. When it comes to Toyota and it comes to trucks, they really do the business. Now, of course, the Tundra's been about the V8 for so many years, but with this new generation, it's all about twin turbo V6 power. Now, the great news is, if you want more power, you could easily get an iForce Max. But now Toyota's doing something that they haven't done in a long time. They're offering even more. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a new truck and you want a truck that has a little bit extra than what the standard version has, should you be going with this performance package, and how much does it cost? So let's go ahead, let's dive into this cherry red Tundra and find out. Right off the bat, the size, it's like the size and the shape of the new Tundra, they hit the nail on the head. Of course, you're still gonna get, for 2024, all your LED lighting, LED headlights, daytime running lamps. This particular trim has a nice chrome perimeter grille area, and then you're gonna have your flat black in the center because this is TRD equipped. Now, this is not a TRD off-road, it's got the TRD package. Forward-facing camera, and they did a nice job just stamping that Tundra name. As we drop down, this particular one at SEMA is sitting on a suspension lift, and we have some larger tires, and I can't wait to show them to you around the bend. Now, when it comes to all that extra ground clearance, that's what's gonna help this be more off-road ready, and definitely with the performance package, I can't wait to share the numbers of what's going on with that. Now, as we rise up, you got that big, bold hood. Love the way they do the V-shaped indentation into the hood. And then, of course, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So what you're gonna find are those TRD spec'd wheels when you go TRD package. So this is a 20-inch wheel. And what's great is that it's wrapped with 35-inch Nitto off-road tires. These are those Ridge Grappler tires. You're gonna get all of that shield protection all the way around so you don't get a puncture. And I like the way that you get the simple things like black lug nuts. And I like the bright silver caliper that they give you peeking from behind the wheel. And of course, TRD, Toyota Racing Development, that's been part of Toyota for so many decades. And I remember as a kid watching Ivan the Iron Man Stewart take his Toyota Tacoma trucks and Toyota pickup trucks and really put them through the paces, Baja 500, trophy truck racing, and everything else. Now, to give it the extra lift, I'm gonna have Steven kind of show off, and I'm gonna explain what you're seeing here. I apologize that it's a little dark here at SEMA, but you have your TRD upper control arm, you'll see our bright red springs, and all of that great wheel travel that we're gonna have. Now, as we rise up, you are gonna have flat black around the fender openings, nice flared fender. Coming down the side, you'll notice that we have power folding side mirrors with your LED turn signals built in, some gloss black. And what you'll find at SEMA is it's not just about modifications underneath the hood, it's also about modifications to the exterior. So what do we have on this particular one? You'll notice that we have our rock sliders, nice protection for the lower frame. I love the way they have these removable steps. So to help people get in and out, especially with the extra lift, nice to have the steps, but if you want to take these off, you can so that they don't get cut up on any rocks as you're off-roading. Love the way you have the Tundra name, nice and black, especially with the supersonic red. It just looks spectacular. And I think one of my favorite styling decisions that they made is putting that nice indentation on that front fender. Now, as we come back towards the rear, you'll notice that this is an SR5. So there's many different grades. SR5 is one of those value-packed grades to really give you lots of the truck goodness without breaking the bank. Coming towards the rear, you'll notice this awesome freaking thing that they have attached to the bed of the truck. This is gonna allow you to take all your accessories. If you're gonna go overlanding, You could get your different packs on here. You could get your different containers, lights, everything you're gonna need, and actually attach it to all of the bracing. And I love the way it's got a nice powder coated finish, just like those rock sliders. Now, coming towards the rear, like I said, this is TRD 4x4 equipped. So nice to see that. Coming around the back, when you go performance package, you'll actually be able to let people know. TRD Performance. This badge is part of the package, and it's not just about the badge. You'll see in a few seconds. LED lighting, nice vertical stand-up lighting, the Tundra name out back. And then I'm gonna have Steven kind of peek over and show you the interior of the bed. I love the way they have these nice all-weather protection boxes on both sides that are lockable to get all your Twinkies in here. So when you're off-roading, you don't want your Twinkies to get wet. Nobody wants a soggy Twinkie, that's not fun. So you can fill those up, easily put 78 Twinkies. How do we know that? Steven actually filled them up before we started filming. You do, of course, still get your full towing capability. And remember, this new Tundra can actually tow more than the previous V8 Tundra, but I want to show you a couple other pieces. We're actually going to come to the other side. So swinging it around, what's great is that you're going to find some other special touches. You have a TRD high flow catback exhaust that comes with the high performance pack, and I love the way they did the exhaust outlet with the TRD name up top. And then I'm going to open this up and I'm going to explain what's going on. First of all, they put tape on all the fuel caps because they don't want these opening on the floor and they don't want people putting anything in. But you'll notice on the inside of that fuel door lid, you're going to need to use premium fuel because of the extra performance that we have. So I showed you the exterior stuff with this performance pack, but now it's on to the big crescendo. Let's pop the hood and see what it's all about. All right, guys, before I show you underneath the hood, it's crazy to think about the history of Toyota's truck. Remember, they were the first Japanese brand to bring a full-size truck to market. And what's interesting is originally the truck was called the T100. And then when they decided to enlarge it and truly make it full-size, perfect for the US market, they decided to change the name. They were going to call it the T150. Now think about that. There is a particular brand that had a problem with that. I'll give you one guess. It starts with an F. Obviously, F-150, T-150, it didn't fly with Ford. So Toyota had to go back to the drawing board, and that's when they created the Tundra name. And thank God they did, because I feel like T-150 sounds like some type of Terminator robot that's been sent from the future to just wipe us all out. But let me show you what's gonna wipe out the competition underneath the hood. You got the big hood open, you do have your hood struts. You're gonna notice right off the bat some special air boxes. We have dual air intakes for this iForce Max. And the great news is you can get the performance pack on your standard 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, or you could get it on the iForce Max. Now, if you notice, you'll have your air boxes with special air filters, twin inlet, one on each side, passenger and driver. It has some retuning that's been done to the ECU. And of course, you still have that 10-speed automatic transmission. But let me talk about some of the numbers here. If you go with the standard twin turbo V6, which is what we have, you now have 421 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. If that sounds like the torque is the same, you're correct, but here's the big news. Toyota actually improved when the peak torque comes in over a wider band. It comes in 400 RPM sooner. So that is very important for when you're towing, when you're doing the off-roading. If you go iForce Max with this performance pack, you are looking at 437 horsepower, 469, it goes from 437 horsepower, because that's stock, to 469 horsepower. So you have 469 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the price of that performance? You're looking at an additional $3,400. Now, this has been installed at the port. If you are wanting one of these performance packages, but you already have a Tundra and you kind of missed the boat on waiting, eventually Toyota will make this available to owners of existing Tundras. So I think that's a very smart thing that they've decided to do to really open up the door. But interesting to see Toyota. They could have just left it alone. They had the iForce Max. They had the twin turbo V6 standard. They could have left well enough alone. They decided at SEMA here to launch this new performance package to go up against the F-150s, go up against those performance Chevy Silverados, and of course the Ram 1500. But let me know what you think. For the price, do you like what you see, especially with the way that this one has been modified? This one is really killer, I think, with all the extra accessories and the color, of course. But let me know down in that comment section how you feel about it. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rides family. Of course, we need to get up Stephen Flood Photography. We're putting him through his paces. We're making him earn his first SEMA badge. After this, we're going over to the strip, and I told Stephen that he's gonna get a SEMA tattoo right on his bicep so that when he's flexing, it says SEMA nice and large. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.